Welcome to Focus Attack, a brand new monthly segment where I talk about a topic that means something to me and focus in on it some. For our first attack, let's talk Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball is kind of one of the few franchises you can make a really cool game out of because it focuses on kind of the one thing people tend to remember about the franchise, the fighting. I mean, sure, it got a lot of character development and some story stuff, but to be honest, I'd rather that than having to see Goku being a shitty dad and not the amazing character he was when he was a kid. That's actual kid, like this one here, not like the GT kid. We don't ever talk about GT here. I bring this up because I've been playing a bunch of Dragon Ball Xenoverse lately and liking it more than I really should, because it basically says screw tradition and just wants to let you have as much fun with the franchise as possible. In Xenoverse, you create a character who joins the Time Patrol and learns very quickly that someone is going through time, powering up Dragon Ball villains and attempting to screw up canon. It's your job to go back in time, fight these villains, and save Dragon Ball history. Now, while the game goes into some fun variations of events of Dragon Ball's history, it never loses its core focus. You make a really shitty original character that has all of the moves, and you are the hero of the story. It is all those amazingly awful Mary Sue self-insert fanfictions come to life. The game knows this, and it runs with it. Dragon Ball going in this weird fanfiction direction is kind of the best thing that could have happened to the franchise because Lord knows it needed something. Up until Battle of Gods a few years ago, there hadn't been any new substantial material for the franchise since 1997. Now, while the situation was a little different for us in the West, in Japan things were a little different. You see, after GT got released, Dragon Ball was still popular. Hell, it still is. So they needed something to kind of keep it all going. So the best example of this is in 2010, Namco Bandai releases Dragon Ball Heroes. It's an arcade game. It's also a card game. It also has a strong penchant for some really weird scenarios and even weirder, crazier characters. Like, it's not like Super Saiyan 5 Ultimate level kind of stuff, but it gets pretty close. If you want an idea about how bad this gets, just go online, look at look at Dragon Ball Heroes, and seriously, stop what you're doing right now. Go watch Dragon Ball Hero stuff. It's totally cool. We'll wait. And meanwhile, in the West, we never got Dragon Ball Heroes, but we got a long period of middling to okay Dragon Ball games. Seriously, if you don't believe me, look at every Dragon Ball game post Budokai 2 and Budokai 3. They're all basically the same game. They're all these really awkward, clunky, 3D kind of fighting games. They are almost all retellings of Dragon Ball Z with some GT or movie characters to spice things up. Hell, you don't have to play most of them because they are almost all the same bloody game. And in a lot of ways, that's why I really cling to Xenoverse, and that's why Xenoverse 2 is probably one of the more exciting games of 2016 to me, because it is so weird. Yes, it's a full 3D fighting game, much like those old Dragon Ball games, but it's got a weird new direction and I'm really looking forward to. Like, to the point where I can't play another Dragon Ball game because I know that, okay, I'm going to start this game up, and then, oh no, Raditz has come to Earth and it's going to kidnap Gohan, and then I know how this is going to go. It's boring, it's shit, and it's like, I can't do this anymore. And that to me just blows my mind that finally someone gets it and we're trying something different. So congratulations, Namco Bandai. You have found a way to keep Dragon Ball interesting and cool to me. As long as you keep Dragon Ball weird, you've got me as a returning customer. So I just pray by the time I'm in Japan in a few weeks, I don't come home having dropped 20, 30,000 on weird Dragon Ball Heroes cards, because I am so happy with this weird new direction. I would totally actually do that.